everyone, welcome back to NovelsNook. If you're new here, my name is Victoria, and for today's video, we are going to be having a very great discussion of books about DNFing. It basically is books you did not finish. Before we get into that, I would just like to say happy October. It is October, and that means it's spooky season. Comment down below if you have any thriller, horror, suspense, spooky, any spooky book recommendations. Please leave it in the comments below. I would love to see that, because since it's the spooky season, I really want to get into reading all of the spooky books, all of the horror, all of the crazy, mysterious books this season. So leave your recommendations down below. And before we get into the video, I just want to share that the book that I'm currently reading now is Creature by Hunter Shea. This is a spooky horror book, which is why I'm reading it. So I will let you guys know how I feel about this. I really like it so far, although I'm like on chapter 3. But so far it's interesting. If you want to know more about these and more about the Flame Tree Press arcs that I received, you can go and check out the unboxing video that I did for all of the 2018 arcs that I got. Let's get into the video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how I feel about not finishing a book, how I feel about DNFing, and basically just my overall thoughts on that in my process, because I always love to see people's methods and their thoughts and like what they do and kind of some tips, and that's kind of what this video is today. I'm basically making this video because I really just wanted to sit down and chat about books, just because it's been so long and I didn't really know what to make, and I've been seeing this going around like DNFing books and like don't do it, do it, you're stupid, blah blah blah. It's like I want to share my opinion, what I think about it. And, you know, there could be some unpopular opinions and there could be some where you guys definitely relate to it, which is fine, but I just wanted to kind of share what I do while I'm reading. So basically, so far, I have never DNF'd a book, ever. I just don't like it. I don't like not finishing it. And you'll probably hear this throughout our videos and definitely for more videos to come, but I'm a sucker for endings, the ending of a book. I think if you have a strong ending that pulls together everything, it just makes the book so much better. I want to have a really great ending for all of the characters. I need to know the complete ending of the storyline. Don't leave me hanging and then don't write a next book. Like, I want the ending to be so strong and so compelling and complete. And that's why I don't DNF books, because I'm so excited for the ending. And especially with, you know, characters that, you know, sometimes you read a book and you really just don't like it. And I understand that. But there have been books where I really don't like, but like the ending is just magnificent. And it's one of those things, I think, for me, that I just don't want to not give it a chance. Like, I want to give every book I read a chance because there's a reason that it was written. There's a reason why it was published. I want to find that out. And if it happens to be the end, I wouldn't know if I DNF'd it. So that's why I don't. There have been books that have been so, I don't want to say awful, but have been like at the tipping point for me where I'm just like, okay, if this doesn't get better within the next freaking sentence, it's done for. But I've pushed through. A few books that come to mind: Jane Eyre. I liked Jane Eyre. I liked the premise of it. I liked the storyline. I liked kind of the, you know, independence that Jane kind of represent throughout the novel. That was great. However, that book was so thick. Thick with content, literally thick with just the amount of pages that's in that book. And it was just one of those where it like didn't hold my interest. Some parts were very interesting. And then some parts literally made me want to rip out the pages. And it was one where I really wanted to just DNF, but I read it, and I'm glad I read it. I'm glad I have that knowledge of that book, and I'm glad I have kind of that done with. And then I've read it, it's done, great. It's definitely, if I did DNF it, it would be one that I never came back to, which I like knowing that I have read it. Will I ever read it again? No. You're right, I won't. But it's nice having that read. I haven't really DNF'd books, but like I kind of have DNF'd a series. The series, I always talk about this. You guys know this is like the joke series that literally I freaking talk about all the time. The Immortal Nicholas Flamel, The Secrets of the Immortal Nicholas Flamel series by Michael Scott is literally taking me forever to read. I am on book 3, like page 5, and I've stopped. I've stopped with that series. I'll probably get to it at some point, but the thing with DNFing books is that you usually DNF books if you're not in the mood for the genre, or if you're not just liking the story overall. So I have 2 things that I want to share. If you're not in the mood for that genre and you're being compelled or like forced or like told, I guess maybe, to read that, don't read the book. If you are not in the mood for that type of genre, the context, the plot, the characters, whatever the case may be, don't get yourself into that book because you're not going to enjoy it. If you're in the mood for a contemporary, read a contemporary, but don't read a mystery because you're not in the mood for it, so you're gonna tend to not like it. Which, I mean, is self-explanatory, but I see that so many times where people are like, I didn't like this book, but if I was really in the mood for it, I might have. Well, then wait till you're in the mood to read the book, and then you might actually enjoy it. I think people get caught up with DNFing it because they're just not in the mood to read it, but like, don't start it if you're not in the mood to read it, you know? Does that make sense? I don't know, but that's with me, like, I'm not in the mood to read that series, so I'm not gonna read it. So I've just kind of shelved it, and I'll get back to it when I want to read it. So that's kind of what I've DNF'd so far, if that counts. I'm not gonna read it, but I will read it when I'm ready to read it. But right now, I'm in the spooky mood. Like, I just finished reading What If It's Us? Is that what it's called? What If It's Us by Adam and Becky Albertelli. Great book. Great book. Do recommend. I got an arc of it, and I read it, and it was wonderful. And that was great. I read that book. I finished it. I'm in the spooky mood. So I was going to dive into another contemporary, but I knew if I picked it up, I wouldn't have enjoyed it. I wouldn't have liked it as much if I was in a really nice contemporary mood. But it's spooky season. You know, that's why I'm reading spooky books and enjoying it, because it's October. It's Halloween, you know? It's the season. So like, that's my thing with, you know, DNFing books, and why I really just don't is because I read books that I want to read. And I read books that, which is hard to say because, you know, I've never had a book that I haven't liked. Yes, there have been books that, you know, have gotten a 3 stars, but like, I've never given a book a 2 star, and I've never given a book a 1 star. And the reason why is because I don't read books with that low of ratings, because I take people's reviews seriously. And if someone is telling me that this book isn't good, I'm not going to waste my time on giving that author credit and giving that book the credit it doesn't deserve because it's not good. But I'm going to read books that are great. Now, I'm not going to read books that are popular. I'm going to read the books that got the good reviews, you know, and stuff like that. And that's why I like the books that I read, because people are telling me that this is a good book and I should read it. I don't DNF books because I happen to enjoy all the books that I'm reading, which I think I'm very lucky that that's happening to me. Even I say that, but like throughout high school, you know, you would get the book and it's like, read this, but like, some of my favorite books have come from, you know, books that I didn't think I would like, and that I stuck with, and that I finished, like To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. I dreaded reading that book. I read the first page and I literally wanted to just throw it out the window. Did I? No. DNFing a book is definitely preference, and it's definitely different for every single person. For me personally, don't like DNFing a book, especially when I haven't really given it a chance. Every book deserves a chance. And that being said, like I said before, unless someone literally has told me, don't read it, you're wasting your time. Because then I know. Because then when I'm reading it, I'm like, wow, this person was right, I am wasting my time. That's when I guess you would DNF it, but I know better, so I'm not going to start it in the first place. I think me not DNFing it just means there are more books that I'm likely not to read. When people start books and not finish them, I'm more likely to just not start them at all. It's funny because there is one book that I'm thinking about in particular that I was really hyped for, and I probably should have read it when I was really hyped for it. Now it's lost its hype. I don't want to read it. I have no motivation to read it, and I'm sad to say that that book is Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. I have a copy. I have the availability to read that book. I have no motivation to read that book. And my fear is if I start it, I won't want to finish it. So I'm not going to pick it up, and I'm not going to read it until I'm in the mood to read it, which was when I first got it, and I should have read it when I first got it, but you know, TBR piles just continue to grow. And it's sad, but I might read it one day, in the future. But I have to be in the mood for it. And it's all on preference. You can DNF a book. It's okay. I just think the ending of books are spectacular. And if it's not, yes, then I am very sad because I wasted my time investing my time in these characters, and then they just don't get the ending they deserve. That makes me very upset, which is oftentimes why I give books low ratings. But other than that, like, that's basically why I don't DNF books. Because endings to me are the best part. I don't know. Let me know in the comments, along with spooky recommendations, do you DNF books and why? Why do you decide to DNF books? Yes, I know why people DNF books, because there's some books that are literally crap. But why do you start them if you know that ahead of time? That's what I want to know. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was very chill, laid back, basically. And I don't know, I like chatting. I like discussion videos where you just literally talk and, you know, share your opinions. That's what YouTube's for. And I haven't really done one like this where I just literally sit and chat. Maybe I have. But I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, and you can also subscribe to NovelsNook, along with leaving comments. Like I said, spooky month, I want recommendations. I have, I think, a few thrillers on my TBR and a few horrors that I'm definitely getting to. But like, I need more, and I want all of your recommendations. Give me all the spooky books, because October is almost ending. Spooky season, sadly, is almost over, but I can still read as much spooky books as possible before that time goes. So please let me know in the comments below the best horror book you have ever read in your entire life. Let me know. I will see you guys next week with another book-related video. Bye, guys.